Yes, you're
I
welcome.
can't. Perhaps I better be a bit more serious. Okay. First of all, I think Sue and I, it's a great pleasure to be here tonight to give you a little talk about what we're trying to do in district, and also talk about a few things that you do in your club, and to look forward to where we're going perhaps with Rotary in the next few years. But before I do that, I would like to welcome Carol, who's our Assistant Governor, and your Assistant Governor, and also I'd like to recognise past District Governor Henry. Nice to see you, Henry. Good on you. And of course Owen, I know from a few years back, I take it. It's good. I think your club really does quite a lot of outstanding work in the community. And I'd just like to mention that I think your club is actually 47 years old this year. And you were chartered on the 27th of August 1965. In 1965, I think I was actually in London at that time. Or very close to being in London anyway. One of the highlights I think that your club's looking at is membership. And you're certainly making a lot of progress in that side of things, which I think is pretty important. Because a little bit later on I will talk a little bit about membership and where it's going. I think your international engagement with the likes of the Rotary Club of Goroka, and certainly Bololo, which we've obviously got a few problems in Bololo, and we had some discussion with that at the board meeting before. You're involved with the youth program or new generations programs, the youth exchange, Interact, and also I think it's pretty exciting that you're thinking about starting the Rotaract Club back at the university. And I think it's so important that we have that continuity with all our Rotary programs, starting with Early Act, Interact, Right Then, Ryla, and all those. And I think it's also that the work that you're doing at the Braille House, I think, is excellent as well. And one to my heart, of course, the citizenship ceremony, which you do every year on Australia Day. That was actually founded in Nash Grove, the Gap Club, when I was president, 93-94. So I have to plug that one. And the grants that you do to the medical students, I think, is so important as well. And of course, you support the foundation. You had the cinema night a little while ago, and you raised quite a few $1,000s for that. So may I commend your club, certainly on the work that you're doing, and hopefully that you will keep up the good work, and I know that you will increase your membership this year. And what I want to do now really is talk a little bit about the Rotary International theme the President has. Now, the President, of course, is Sakuchi Tanaka, and he's declared that this year's theme is Peace Through Service. And I think we may well ask what peace through service means to us, perhaps as individuals, as a family, and a Rotary Club, and also to the world community. Now, in describing peace, Tanaka-san believes that peace may be defined as a state of no war, no violence, no suffering, or poverty. It can also be freedom of speech and thought, and freedom of opinion and choice, and the ability for self-determination and help in simple ways. Now, I think we're so lucky in Australia to have all that, but some countries, even within our district, is not able to have those all together. Now, Rotary helps build peace for the common good in providing things like healthcare, sanitation, food, and education. And all these elements are bound into the 6 areas of focus of the Future Vision program. And I'd just like to remind you of those. And the first one is peace and conflict resolution and prevention, disease prevention and treatment, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on, water and sanitation, which is a water project going on in Goroka at the moment, maternal and child health, basic education and literacy, economic and community development. Now, all those 6 embodied into the Future Vision program. Now, each club are asked to actually complete a presidential citation, Michael, and the citation recognised Rotary clubs that achieve a range of activities. And I encourage your club to work towards the completion of that, and it has to be with me on my desk by the 31st of March next year, 2013, so that I can actually sign it and send it off, and if we get the tick on that, you'll get a presidential citation. So please work towards that. But there are 3 areas which must be completed in the citation. Now, the first is to strengthen your club. And clubs are required to adopt a 3-year strategic plan or make progress in carrying out the annual goals set by the club. And the second is to increase your humanitarian service. The third is to enhance your club's public image. Now, each of these categories, there is a compulsory activity, and there are also plus supplementary ones, which you have to select probably 3 from maybe 6, 7 or 8 under those particular categories. Now the actual citation itself is also reflected in the Rotary International Strategic Plan. Now, in collaboration with District Governor-elect Trevor and District Governor nominee George, we have introduced the 3-year strategic plan for the district. The plan is based around the Rotary International 3-year plan, and as mentioned and embodied in the presidential citation itself. Now, the plan emphasised the need to look forward to see where your club will be in the next 3 to 5 years, and to plan your activities for the future. And Mark and I were talking a little bit earlier on in relation to some forward planning and change management sort of situations, and I think that's an excellent way to go. Okay, we know it's not easy at club level, let alone district level, to create the environment for succession planning, and that's one of the things I'm very keen on this year. We know it's difficult at both levels, in fact, to get that succession planning into place. And we must encourage and train our members to take on those positions that are needed to manage the programs, and there are many and varied throughout the clubs, and particularly in your club, that we undertake. And this is why I introduced an education and training committee at district level and encourage clubs to appoint an education and training officer so that we all know what's going on and everyone can understand what Rotary is about. Quite often